Zoning Board of Appeals special meeting, Wednesday, December 7th, 2022, to order. Will everybody please stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pardon?
I don't have that sheet.
Oh, the agenda? There's one on the back table. Okay, we'll start with the roll call. Impellizzeri?
Present.
Nussdorfer? No. Woodward?
Present.
Service?
Present.
Graves?
Present.
And me, Anderson, present. Okay, next is approval of the agenda. Does anybody have any changes they want to make? All right, then I'll make the motion that we approve the agenda as presented. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Okay, now we move on to the approval of the November 16th, 2022 meeting minutes. And let me this out. Okay. I think there are a number of changes, so why don't we just, has everybody had a chance to review these before coming? Okay, let's just take it from the top and we'll go through each section, and if you have changes at that section, let us know. So I think roll call, everyone was okay with that?
Mhm.
Approval of the agenda? Approval of August 17th meeting minutes? Conflict of interest, public comment, communications. Okay, hearing of case. I think Rita had a number of corrections or comments she wanted to make on that, so why don't we get started with you, Rita?
Sure. I just want to give you a heads up that I have several items to discuss. And I've read the minutes and listened to the recording several times. And I believe that the points that I'm going to make need to be captured in the minutes, because just in case this document is used in court. So the first item is in 1B, presentation by staff. There is this is the third last sentence that says advises that this is not an issue for the ZBA to wade into. It should say weigh, W-E-I-G-H-N. And just to let you know that I do have a printed copy of my changes, just to let you know. If at some point it'll be easier. Yeah, I have another copy.
That'd be great.
Okay, do you want it now, Veronica, or you want to wait till we discuss? I don't know, do we need to discuss them and approve them before I give to them?
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
just use it for reference. I won't make any changes. to
Oh.
my copy until we're-
It's okay if I give it to her, Laura?
Sure. Okay.
That's all I had for section B, Laura.
Okay. C? D?
So D, I had some items. So in D, the very last sentence, where it says, questions from zoning board, clarification, questions including questions, interchangeable use of terms patio, helipad, and landy pad. And this is where I think, because just in case this document is used in court, I think we need to be very specific about some of the comments that were made. So what I had rewritten it, my suggested rewrite, is that Rita Service, parentheses, ZBA member, asked applicant's attorney as to what was actually built, a patio, a helipad, or a landing pad, as all three terms were used interchangeably in their legal brief. The applicant's rep stated that permission was granted for it to be used as a patio, but it could be used for all three. Additionally, the applicant's rep stated that they are not contending that the township was only notified of its intended use as a patio.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Does anybody?
I'm fine with that.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have for D.
Okay, go ahead with E.
So E, the name Michael Lucido, his name was misspelled. It's Lucido, Lucido. And his address is incorrect in the minutes. It's not 1120 East Street, but 11720 Easy Street, Coaden. The other thing that I would like to, and again, a lot of these citizens that came and spent their time, and I just think that we need to put some more emphasis in what their comments were. So in the first sentence where it says it disrupted his professional work as a psychologist, I wanted the verbiage added that as he couldn't hear his patient. So I would like it to read, disrupts his professional work from home as a psychologist as he couldn't hear his patient. The second sentence says, he further states it disrupts, and this is what I like included, natural peace, which is what he said, natural peace in this rural area and natural wildlife, parentheses, loons, bald eagles. The third addition that I would like was that it was bothersome with flying over his house at 95 feet.
I do remember that.
I have,
Okay, so you,
go ahead.
So after natural wildlife opposes usage, period, and then bothersome with flying over his house at 95 feet?
Well, he besides the natural wildlife, what he said was that it disrupts the natural peace in this rural area
Yeah.
and natural wildlife.
I've got that.
Okay.
And then, so where do you want the bothersome with flying over his house at 95 feet? Before or after he opposes usage?
I guess before it would be fine.
Okay.
My next comment is with Ms. Graber, where it states in her sentence where it says there were no restrictions in regards to patios. What she actually said that there was no restrictions in regards to ground level patios. The other comments that she said was that she was told that a ground level patio was being built. So that was an additional comment I like added. The other thing that she said was Blackmore Properties never informed her as zoning administrator that it was to be used as a helicopter pad. Then I believe she also said when Blackmore Properties were asked questions, they did not give her details.
Okay, and so do you want that to be inserted after she was unaware of any other uses at the time?
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay,
The next one is Dave Holland. It currently says, lives in close proximity to the hearing in question. What I think it should say is that he lives approximately 2,000 feet from the helicopter pad. That's what the video said. At least that's what he stated on the. So instead of hearing in question, should be lives approximately 2,000 feet from the helicopter pad.
Okay.
Then he had an additional comment about how he objects to the use of helicopters in a residential area.
Okay. And so objects,
Objects to the use of helicopters in a residential area.
oh, as opposed to just opposes usage?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Stridiron said, I'd like you to add it to it, because he talks about how he spoke to the experience that passed over him about 300 feet and witnessed landings. And the sentence goes on. He continued to say that he observed that the helicopter circled a neighbor's property at least 3 times.
Okay, and
One of the applicant's neighbors, not his neighbor, but one of the applicant's neighbors 3 times.
it's meant to be. So usage, so after states this area is not meant to be a commercial usage, it is meant to be a personal residence, period,
Right.
observed.
Observed
He observed a neighbor's property
being circled 3 times after
takeoff.
takeoff. Yes.
Okay. Are you ready, Veronica?
Uh,
I'm just making notes on hers. I'm not making any changes because there's no approval of motion yet
Okay.
on that. Also, I would just like to comment that I did review these with Sarah and Jackie and was reminded that there are certain things that should not be verbatim. The only thing I would ask you is, could you clarify again under text waivers, you defined comment with Blackbird properties grass. You said, I believe, she said when Blackbird properties grass. Do you believe, or is that what you heard on the video?
It's what I heard on the video.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, if we can go back and we can, at one point, I actually wrote down the minutes and seconds when people said things. I'm not sure that I have those notes with me. It was at 28 minutes and 35 seconds, I believe, is when Ms. Graber said that in the video.
Rita, were we given a guideline as what is verbatim and what shouldn't be?
Veronica?
I'm sorry, Veronica.
So when for instance, there was a lot of discussion and amongst the board, I was told mainly it's the finding of facts. So all the other discussion to do a summary is what the minutes should reflect. That the finding of facts that are the final official that will be looked at. So,
Okay,
and
that
I've
helps.
always been told I have to make sure that I balance brevity with a true transcription. So that I'm just repeating what for the last 3 years
Yep.
Okay,
I have been directed.
But we need to be careful with brevity versus precise and accuracy and in catching.
That's the way I want to reference.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's the way I want to reference.
Right. So I think, go ahead, Lauren. You want to say something?
Oh, you're doing fine. I'm
Oh,
probably going to say the same thing. I
Oh,
think
okay.
that in this case, I agree with what you say. You don't have to put everything, all the minutia in the minutes. What's important is the decisions. I think in this case, because we're assuming this will go to court, that maybe a little more color in the prior discussion.
Whatever you write off of that, I'll put in,
Okay,
of course.
okay.
If it goes to court, they would actually look at the videotape as well, wouldn't they?
One would hope so, so.
Okay, all
um,
right. So I just want to make sure we're kind of covered too,
Yeah,
without having to write pages
Because,
of this.
for instance, none of your comments were directly put in as, part of the discussion which was pointed out.
Same thing with my wife at home. That's all right. I'm used to that.
okay,
Lee Scott, Mr. Scott?
okay.
So then it depends whether you guys want to do it, but what he also, it was after his comment where he said, Mr. Scott and his wife witnessed numerous occasions where it was being used to transport many guests. Now, maybe this is redundant, but I put in the additional comment that he observed circling, as was apparently was for entertainment purposes versus mode of transportation. So whether that's a redundant comment or not, that's,
I'm good with putting it in. Does
Okay.
anybody have a different thought on that? So after transporting many guests and observe circling as apparently for entertainment purposes versus mode of transportation?
yes.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Rita.
The last one is Casey Wiggin. Actually, his name, I believe, is Casey Wiggins with an S. And his address, there was no house number on it. I think it should be 131 Northwest Torch Drive.
Yeah, I checked the names and addresses, and
Oh,
your
okay.
corrections are accurate.
Oh, good, thank you. And then the sentence where it says he lives 3/4 of a mile from property in appeal. I don't know whether we needed the words in appeal. Then I think the second and third sentences should be stricken because he is a pilot. I think we need to put more context around his observations. The way it currently reads, it says, as a pilot is aware of rules, which includes reference to being 500 feet from congested area, which includes residential patio currently in use. He feels it is being used as general use and has a question of safety. My suggested rewrite is that as a pilot, he is aware of FAA rules of flying safely. Several ordinances, but one in particular, states that one must be greater than 500 feet above any congested area. As there are multiple residential properties, he feels the area is congested. Flying under 500 feet is an FAA violation. He personally witnessed several aggressive takeoffs and landings and noted that if that behavior occurred at Traverse City Airport, the pilot would have received a call from the tower. States that not only is there a general use issue, but a safety issue. He noted that there are good policies and procedures that any CFI would ascertain are not being followed. I just thought as a pilot, his comments were critical to the case.
I think that captures what he said, the essence of what he was saying very well.
Thank you, Kristen.
Good. Let's just go back to your previous
Okay.
comment about in appeal.
Yep.
You say that he didn't say that. I don't think
No.
we're quoting him. In my notes, I had him referencing the Sandpoint.
Yeah.
So I think that the property in appeal just is fine being there
Okay.
because it references the property that he lives close to.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm actually,
Can I
Any-
ask you a question?
sure.
So you said, as a pilot, he is aware of FAA rules of flying safely.
Correct.
Then you say several ordinances, but one in particular, are we still talking about FAA rules? of
Correct.
flying safely?
Yes.
So would the term be ordinances or would it be rules?
Well, he used the term ordinances.
Use the ordinance.
Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, does anyone in section G have any corrections?
No.
Okay, in F, I'm sorry, no, we're still in G, finding of facts, the second section of finding of facts. Flipping the page over, I've got just a few corrections here. Number 2, Merriam-Webster defines customary as by or according to custom or established practice, not practiced. And then in the second line, after accepted should be a comma, and then traditional, comma, conventional, comma, standard. So there were 2 commas missing there. And then number 3, second line, helicopter landing pad does not qualify as a permitted or special use. Any other comments in that section? Okay, under miscellaneous business. Item 2, meeting calendar, the results of the vote is not named there, so it should say passes 5-0.
I'm sorry, where are you, Laura?
Okay, miscellaneous business
Yes.
H, item number 2.
Yep.
Third line at the end, it should say passes or passed 5-0.
Okay.
And that's all I had. Are we good? All right, let's have a motion to approve the minutes as corrected. Second,
I second.
all in favor?
I.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0.
Should this be a roll call vote?
Sure.
I'm just asking.
We don't, for our minutes?
We don't, I don't think we usually do. I think we're okay.
All right.
Okay. Any conflicts of interest tonight? No? Any public comment tonight? None? Oh, you're just dying.
We're like, you always have a public comment for us.
Okay.
No words of wisdom?
I'd talk a little about minutes, that's the discussion we have nothing to do with this particular meeting,
Okay.
with the role and function of minutes. Is the position of the Michigan Township Association. Brevity is sacred. They do not like when the coach, those who record minutes, to go lightly and not get too much information. I agree with whomever is thinking that we need to put details in, particularly the ZBA needs details, because it's the ZBA that ends up in court, if and when that happens. And one of the biggest challenges faced the courts is that the brevity of minutes does not give substance and context to what the court has to do. So I think you're doing the right thing in trying to flesh out details
Thank you, Bob. Okay, Kristen, did Jackie indicate that there was any communications?
Not to me, no.
Okay, so none tonight. Uh, Miscellaneous business. So we have a one-word change to our bylaws. And that is, where is it? Okay, can anybody tell me which page it's on?
Page 4.
Page
Page
4.
four.
Okay, there we go. At the bottom of the page under meetings, the time of the meeting is changed from 7 PM till 6 PM. And I do believe we need to approve these new bylaws
I believe so, yes.
based on that change. So let's just do a roll call on this. Kristen? Oh, I'm sorry, we need a motion. I move that we approve the bylaws with the change to 6 o'clock. Second?
I second it.
Okay. Vote, Kristen?
Yes.
Me, yes. Kevin?
Aye.
And Rita?
Yes.
Approved 5-0. And I think that covers all of our business tonight, so with that, I will make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Meeting's adjourned. And it only took us a half hour.